Hello, François-Régis. Hello, Carlo.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, hello.
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 How are you?
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Just waiting one extra minute before starting. Hello, Yaril.
Hello.
Hello, Yaril.
Hi.
Hello, Mathieu. Okay.
Hello.
So we are in Easter period. We have limited participation, but I propose we should start. Okay, so for today, we are coming back. So just concerning participants, Telecom Italia, Orange, Telefonica. That's all for the moment. We have additional participants with Linux Foundation. This meeting is managed under the Linux Foundation policies. You have the link here. And our next TSC will be the 22nd of April. Concerning the general news, just to give feedback on Equinix bare metal offer we used concerning their open source program. So we have transferred the CI compute to LeaseWeb, GCP, and AWS. Concerning LeaseWeb, for the moment, is free of charge for 1 year. I try to negotiate with them to extend the number of servers. Today we have 2 dedicated servers, and they are eager to consider this if we have a joint communication between Orange and LeaseWeb, and I am evaluating different options so we can reach that kind of agreement. But it will take time, definitely. Concerning GCP, so we have around $300 per day of GCP resources. And that's it for the moment. The good news is that we succeeded to manage this transition. And many thanks, Yaril, for your active support, but also Shah from the Linux Foundation. to open the GCP account and AWS one. Any other comments concerning this point? No? So
No, the transition has been managed smoothly, no impact on the releases, on the roadmap, so we can continue developing Sylva the way we did so far.
We demonstrated some resilience. Okay. Also good news coming from Yaril. So I don't know if you realize that we transitioned from community to Slack Pro release. So we have no history in conversation. You will have new applications, and you have a capability to manage huddle in group. I don't know, Yaril, if you have any other comment on this topic.
That's basically it. Like I mentioned before, I know there's concerns what happens if we need to go back to the free version, and we can revert back to the free version at any time. We're not locked into this account or this tier of service, but it does allow for more interaction and just more possibilities within Slack. So it's, I think, beneficial for now. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out, but I think this is a pretty exciting upgrade.
Okay, I will mention your point because it's important because it was a question also from Kai. So no impact to come back to community release. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Can be interesting. Do we think about stopping our usage of Zoom and switch to Slack instead, or something like that?
If you prefer, you can try. It's up to you, and to the workgroup one.
I don't know the Slack Pro possibilities, so
I've not tested.
I would say if you're utilizing Zoom for your working group meetings or anything like that, the way you have been through PCC, I would continue that. Just because the PCC Zoom accounts allow you to track participation, it integrates with the public calendar where people can easily access recordings or register free events. Slack doesn't offer that. Slack is a really great option for impromptu meetings. If you're having a discussion in a Slack channel and want to jump on a quick call without the hassle of having to create a Zoom link, you can jump on a huddle. That's what they call that. But for larger, more frequent events, I would still recommend using Zoom.
Okay.
Okay. Carlo, you have a...
Yes, and I just want to say that I also prefer to keep Zoom because with Slack in team we have problems in using it when we are inside our network. Even the chat is not working. We have to use mobile phones or connect to an open internet access point.
Okay. Warning noted. Concerning Sylva Dev Day, so just some photos. Here you can see that there are almost more DT participants than Orange one, so it was quite a surprise for us. Lots of operators, Vodafone, we have 2 people from Vodafone, of course, Telecom Italia. Yeah, it was really a great success with 80 participants, 23 companies, if I remember. And just I choose some photo where you can see the social event the day before. Here we have our governing board co-chairs, and you have the plenary room. Here it's also the opportunity to have a view on small room, dedicated room for the technical track. And here you have a panel, so just to see that kind of configuration. So it was a small overview. Okay. So that's it. The governing board is tomorrow. So we will have more information tomorrow, but just to share to all of you that we decided during last governing board, just before the KubeCon, to release a white paper on AI ambition on Sylva. So there were lots of contribution from Philippe on this topic, but also we have some review after the first release by different members of the governing board. I don't know. I don't remember, Philippe, when will it be released, but
I just so first of all, thank you for all the reviewers. I think it was extremely helpful and insightful to close the different gaps that were open and to have a comprehensive, I would say, a white paper on the topic. So first of all, thank you very much. And regarding your question, Guillaume, I've asked to Jill about news on the release, because there will be FutureNet in 2 weeks in London, and I will be panelist on multiple panel for agentic AI topic, and I would love to make some noise around this. So I hope that it will be released, I would say, very, very fast. But the deal or the intent from ARPIT standpoint was to go and to move very fast.
okay. So concerning the workgroup 1, Matthew.
Yep. So one big step toward the v1.7 release was about bumping the cluster API version, so it's done with no observed regression. So it's a good news for 1.7. We keep, of course, working on 1.7, keep targeting it for end of May with a feature freeze mid of May. So it comes with the support of an up-to-date Kubernetes release. We are talking about 1.35, which is 2 versions ahead of Sylva 1.6, of the version supported in Sylva 1.6. So in terms of upgrades, it means that especially on the management cluster, you will face a 2 Kubernetes version bump. For RK2, it is working out of the box. We can easily upgrade a node to the Kubernetes version 1.35 and keep the existing node in 1.33. However, for kubeadm, we have to go with an intermediary step with 1.34. It's not supported to bump 2 versions in one upgrade. So this is currently a work that is being done about automating this 2 version bump for kubeadm clusters. And concerning KubeVirt, so we had a specific session about it during the Sylva Dev Day. We are planning to have the support of KubeVirt nested clusters and manage multi-tenancy with dedicated KubeVirt clusters. Intake preview for 1.7. So the work done by Telecom Italia has been done on Sylva 1.4. What has to be done for 1.7 is to make this code compatible with the latest branches, the main branches of Sylva Core and Sylva Capi clusters and the rest of the project. So it's a work that is being done. We were having a question whether the kubeovn part, so the networking part of this work done by Telecom Italia was mandatory in that tech preview version. To me, it's not, but still it's something that we can discuss with Telecom Italia. It seems a little bit independent in terms of code, and KubeVirt nested clusters can work without kubeovn. So I wouldn't require kubeovn to be merged to announce KubeVirt nested clusters as a tech preview feature for v1.7. Of course, I'm open to discuss that with Telecom Italia.
We agree with you. I think that the KubeVirt and KubeOVN are separated. I think that the complete integration of KubeOVN will require some work, some additional work. So it's better to start with the KubeVirt, knowing that the solution is not complete for a real multi-tenancy, but is a first step.
Okay.
Any question to Matthew? On my side, sorry to reinforce your message, but this cluster API migration was really the teams work really hard on this. So congratulations. And concerning the KubeVirt nested cluster, we are very happy to have this contribution from Telecom Italia. I think it's very good to have such contribution. So just want to highlight those two topics. And you mentioned this by oral, Matthew. So the 1.7 is confirmed for the month of May, correct? Just
end of May, yes, we keep.
I will
keep this target.
Yeah, I will add it in the minutes. Great. Thank you, Matthew. So concerning workgroup 2, we've got Guillermo.
Hey, hello guys, how are you? Okay, thank you, Guillermo. I will be covering Luis today. So regarding working group 2, what we have done regarding the validations, we are finishing the validation of Juniper CSRX for validation platform. Currently, the only pending task is the validation report generation. So we are almost there. Additionally, regarding the titanium number portability validation in TEF2, the management cluster and the workload cluster are up and running. And now Patrick from Titanium is starting to deploy the workload over the workload cluster. And here I would like to say too that we are waiting for, in this case, for the NDA agreement between Titanium and WhiteStack and Titanium and OpenNebula, because the idea is to validate this number portability not only over TEF2, but also over the validation platforms from WhiteStack and from OpenNebula, and in TEF4 too. So the idea is to validate this workload in 4 different validation platforms, where the difference between them is that they have different underlying infrastructures. In this case, for example, in TEF2, we are working with OpenStack over Intel servers. TEF4 is based on bare metal. WhiteStack 1 is based on OpenStack, but with AMD servers, and OpenNebula 1 is based on OpenNebula ER solution. So this is the idea, to complete the whole validation flow between all the platforms. Moreover, regarding the validation, we have presented during the Sylva Dev Day the automation of the testing activities in the validation cycle. By the way, the next week, during the next validation center meeting, I will present this again to let the people that couldn't join us in the Sylva Dev Day be able to see what we presented there, because it is going to be the way that we are going to work from now, executing the testing activities. So I think it could be really good to show it during the meeting. Apart from the validations, we have good news regarding Nora One platform. The networking migration is completed, and as far as I know from David, the idea is right now he has deployed the management cluster and the workload cluster, and they are about to resume the Juniper Cloud Native Router validation in that platform. So these are really good news too. Apart from that, we have the flavor validation track. The current status is that canonical Kubernetes is validated up to a 95%, and Red Hat OKD up to almost 50% of the tests. RK2 validation is completed, by the way, and the report is available on GitHub if you are interested on checking it. And
sorry, Guillermo. Philippe, you have a comment or a question?
Yes,
Just
sorry,
a quick.
Philippe.
No, it's okay. Just a quick question, Guillermo. Based on the session you managed during the Sylva Dev Days, that honestly I think that was very, very well much appreciated. Do you think it would be possible to write down a kind of blog post? Because I think that what is important is, of course, to keep the information and share the information within the community, but we need to think about the growth and the span. And honestly, it could be a perfect hook, I would say, for trying to identify if we may extend with what you presented outside the community we have right now in terms of growth and expansion. So basically, we wrote multiple blog posts that have been released, and there will be others to come. But honestly, if you need the template, it's quite easy to share the Google Docs with you. But if you can spend, I don't know how many times will it take, but honestly, it could be very interesting because we can share it afterwards.
Yeah, thank you, Philippe, for your words. Yeah, I think it is a really good idea. If you could share the template with me,
okay,
we can check internally in the working group too, and we can work together. I will work with Cedric Olivier, that he has been working with me in developing these testing activities. So I guess that yes, we could do it. Yeah,
perfect. Could you drop in the chat the email with which I can add you into Google Docs? It's meaning that it's not perhaps the same that you are using to be connected here. It's to be sure to have the right email to plug you into the document.
Okay. Yes, I will do it after the covering this part. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Philippe. Okay, then. So continuing with the last topic. Thank you, Guillaume. Regarding the flavor validation track, the idea is that currently we have already, or we are validating the flavors up to the requirements that have been defined for Sylva version 1.5. So the idea is, once new requirements appear in the following versions, 1.6 and 1.7, we will have to define and execute new tests for this delta, between the difference between the versions, to be covered also in this track, and to add this to the validation, to the flavor validation reports. Okay, this is all in the done part, and going directly to the next action points. First one, of course, is complete the validation of Titanium platform number portability in TEF2 first, and in TEF4 validation platform then too. Restart or resume the validation of Juniper Cloud Native Router in Aura 1, that I think is almost there. I think they are restarting it right now. Complete the flavor validation for Canonical Kubernetes and Red Hat OKD. In the case of Canonical, we are almost there. We are at the 95%, by the way, because there is one test that the idea is that a workload cluster based on this distro, on Canonical Kubernetes, has to be deployed on top of OpenNebula virtual machines over OpenNebula Infrastructure as a Service. And right now, the Cap1 plugin only supports the deployment of RK2 clusters. So OpenNebula knows that, and they are going to start working on this to extend the plugin compatibility with both Canonical Kubernetes and Red Hat OKD. So in the near future, we will be able to complete these tests and get the evidences. And and the last point is the one that I have just commented: continuing reviewing the different requirements from new versions and adding them on the flavor validation track to be tested. And this is all from my side. Thank you very much.
Yeah, is there any additional comments or questions to Guillermo? No? Okay, thanks, Guillermo, for the status.
Thank you.
Lots of things are moving. Concerning workgroup 3, François-Régis.
Yes, hello everyone. On our side, we are working on preparing the next security workshop that will occur in May. In order to prepare this workshop, we have some elements to prepare. So we have already some features identified after the UCS evaluation. And for these features, we will link the one already present in Sylva code. And after that, we will provide some test case to verify these features. So that's what we will do during the next meetings, and we will for sure continue this work during the workshop.
Okay. Any questions to François-Régis? So just an additional comment on my side. Julie and Yaril, François-Régis wrote to the working group mailing list. As he is not part of this mailing list, I think someone should have validated this email to be transferred to all the participants. I've sent you a copy of an email from François-Régis so you can track it, but I do not understand why it has not been transferred.
Yeah, I didn't receive it, Guillaume. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I've
haven't
just sent the transfer. So I do not know. I'm not the owner of this mailing list. So,
I am not either. It's from the Sylva project, from the Linux Foundation.
So Yaril, are you? Because I'm owner for different mailing list, not this one.
I can look into it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who created that alias, but yes, I can do an audit to make sure that all of the appropriate people are on that.
And if we can add Julie as also
absolutely.
owner, I think it can be valuable.
Yes, not a problem.
So basically, the mail from François-Régis is detailing the budget and what is the support he asked for Workgroup 5 to organize this meeting. Okay, and François-Régis will help you to make some noise around this event, because I think it's very good that you're organizing this. I do not know, Carlo, if you have some security experts also interested about this, or Guillermo on Telefonica side, if you have some security experts interested, so don't hesitate. It's also a good opportunity to have a good overview on the objectives of this working group, security.
Okay, I will check.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Liam.
Right, don't hesitate to contact me. I will provide you the details of the workshop.
Okay, so concerning sustainability, Ramin is not here, but we have Praveen. I don't know, Praveen, if you have some.
Yes, yes. So I can provide the shortest status. So we have worked on like the some bug fixes related to the previous release, and we have started picking up the new issues related to the new release. So some of the major items that we have picked on priority from the 2.0 release. So one is related to the calculations. We are working on the calculations around the CO2 manufacturing. And the second part, we have explored the Camara API energy footprint. And also we have explored the EcoTrace API, and we are going to test it, those two APIs onto our infrastructure, so that I think before the net TSC, we have some results around those APIs.
Yeah, I'm very impatient with the Camara API.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Any question to Praveen? Thank you. So concerning Workgroup 5.
Yep. So I'm going to do it.
Philippe, sorry.
I'm very sorry. I'm a little bit late. Was the sorry? Can you just, yes, for sustainability? I'm sorry, I'm a bit low. I'm a bit slow. I've been contacted by the team that is managing the sustainability topic within CNCF. And in particular, it's mainly people from Grafana that are working in the background, and they've heard about what we made on the monitoring for sustainability of the network function, and they asked me if we would be open to share a use case or a business case of what we are doing to promote Kepler, as what she told me in the background is that there is currently some ongoing issues around Kepler because there is not enough maintainer and contributors, and we need to make the community need to make more noise around Kepler if we want to bring some sustainability on the component by itself. So the question that I've been asked for is, will we be okay to share a blog post or a use case explaining what we did, how we did it, and what are the outcomes for us?
Praveen, is it an opportunity for you?
Yeah. I can create a proposal related to the use case that we have formulated. So maybe I can create a proposal and send it to for the review to Guillaume.
It will be lovely, and Praveen, I will connect you directly with Nikki Manoleki, who is managing the topic within CNCF. So
Okay.
if you're sending me a proposal, I can share it with Nikki, saying it's coming from you as within the work group 4, and opening the door for sharing what have been done through your contribution.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Good to have this interaction with the CNCF Sustainability Working Group.
Yeah. Do we want to host that material on the Sylva technical portal? We have a blog post section. It can be done this way or another way. I don't know. Were you having something in mind for sharing publicly what is done within the workgroup 4?
If it's technical, the proposal of Matthew is to go there.
Yeah, something like that could be.
We have some blog post here. Praveen?
Could be used.
Yeah.
If it's
So
technical,
first I will
it can
send
be
it for
here, and if it's more marketing one, we can have also in the blog post of in the blog section. So work the content, and then we can adjust where is the best place.
I think that the remark is extremely valid, and we could perfectly have an official Sylva blog post that we could expose as material toward CNCF, and it's one sword kills two birds here with this effect. So I think it could be interesting.
Okay, Praveen. So thanks to coming back to us on this. We will support you. Okay, so now switching to workgroup 5.
Yes, so I will do the update. I just sent you, Guillaume, my update. Sorry for the late sending. So first, of course, I'm going to be very quick on the Sylva Dev Day, but I think it was a record-breaking edition. So congratulations to everyone on the success of this event. For me, it's a success because we have a record in diversity. We had 23 different companies represented, which is the highest we ever had. And in terms of inclusivity too, because this was our most diverse edition to date in terms of participating companies, but also in terms of the variety of speakers. So this is a very strong signal for the health of our ecosystem, and plus it was one of my one of our KPIs for the event. Just in terms of action, we've got, as mentioned, several posts on LinkedIn regarding the event. Right now, several have been published, several are more to come. So please like, share, subscribe on LinkedIn to help us spread the word basically and be as visible as possible. So congrats everyone. The second point is we are working, myself and Morgan, we are working right now on the first Sylva Plugfest or hackathon, which would be in collaboration between Workgroup 6 and Workgroup 5. And the goal is to increase vendor commitment to Sylva and facilitate knowledge sharing between operators regarding cloud native and GitOps practices for mobile deployments. And right now, as the current status is, we are still reflecting on the format of the event. It will be likely 2 days. The location needs to be confirmed, etc., etc. So my next step is to organize the meeting with vendors and operators from the Sylva community, and where Morgan and I will pitch the idea to get your feedback, and the format may evolve based on the input, right? And of course, the success KPIs would be diversities of companies, operators, and the number of actual implementations achieved in the lab during the event. So this is a big new project for us. Now, in terms of events that are coming or have already passed, the first one is Open Nebula One Next 2026, which will happen in April 29th. So Sylva will be featured for a dedicated presentation, although we made our presence conditional to high-level networking, which means that I am currently securing the attendee list to help us schedule as many one-on-one meetings as possible in advance. So I have of course, the help of Open Nebula, but this is a condition for our participation, right? So I will let you know how things are going. And then I just wanted to let you know that on March 19th and 20th in Rotterdam, I was at the event Libora Cloud Age Continuum Summit. It's basically an event where strategic discussions with EU members were focused on building Europe's sovereign cloud infrastructure. And I took part in 2 panels talking about the importance of open source and what we do basically in Sylva and how we benefit from IPCI funds and so on and so on. And so it's very interesting and important for Sylva because it means that Sylva is taking its place in the debate around Europe digital sovereignty. So it's more like a political and influential place, right? And with the current political context, it's really important. So I just wanted to let you know, because usually we talk more about technological stuff, but right now we are more and more asked to take a stance on the political aspect of digital sovereignty, right? And we have a place to take, and we are part of the conversation, so it's a good thing. That's it for me. Those were all the news. Do you have any questions for me?
Many activities, and really this hackathon, so Morgan just joined, is really a very good opportunity, and I think it was following some presentation during the Cloud Native Telco Day, where we had a feedback from Swisscom and Ericsson. I think it was the start of this idea,
Yeah.
but I think it's a very good way to amplify a one-to-one collaboration between involving more operators and vendors on this activity.
Yeah, exactly. So it came from basically following the panel that we hosted with Morgan and Workgroup 6. So I think it's a very good idea, but just as I said, the format might change because we need to work on it.
Okay. So Morgan, what's up on Workgroup 6?
So
Well, gossips, I just mentioned that the minutes of March sessions were available with a presentation on NFD. We discussed with the guy also during the Sylva Day, so he joined. So, and I think typically they will be interested also to join this kind of things because they try to promote and try to get also some support from the telco on the adoption of NFD, which is a node feature discovery. And it's in order to integrate the prerequisite of the infrastructure of the CNF inside the CNF descriptor. So it's interesting for us. It would save some time for the scheduling of some network functions that required, I don't know, SI, OV, DPDK, whatever. So, and it joined the Sylva Day. And we got also feedback from Telefonica, so they share good feedback on how they want to structure. So there are also actions here to be initiated. So we all have a way to structure, but it would be interesting to have at least some reference when we get the interns and when we organize the interns to have something as a kind of reference. So to be continued. What will be difficult is for the moment everybody start and we do not have the same thing, and we probably will not reconverge. But for the new things, it will be interesting to have I will not say standard, but at least a common view. And the next session was planned next week, but I will not be there, so I need to replan it. I'm waiting for the feedback from Swisscom. I contact them just after, but they are in the Easter break at the moment. And I need to contact quite a lot of people for the hackathon/Plugfest, whatever, in order to get the feedback at least from the telco and from some vendor if they what they think about the ID. So I would like to secure at least the view on what we want to do before we go too much further, because DT says they were interested, but they need to have they want to have the participation of vendor. So yes, it's important to try to detect who will be okay to participate to this kind of things, and also to define the perimeter if we are focusing on a business operator, 5G use case, or more utilities operator for configuration. So lots of things are still to be defined. I plan to discuss that also during the April session, and maybe also come back a little bit on security. I contact Safeguard to have a session on after the Trevi incident 2 weeks ago, so there are lots of questions about securing the supply chain. That's a discussion we already have in Working Group 6, but it will be even more hot topic because we have a real attack on the supply chain at a large scale. So I think it's frightening most of the people because it's the first one, but probably not the last one, and succeeding in compromising the tools that everybody used to check the security was really tricky, but it shows that we are ready to consolidate the supply chain. So that will be for April, so probably 23rd of April. So I need to contact all the people from the community to see if it matches, if it's okay.
So to make the link with Julie, what Julie shared just before. So if you are having a slot for brainstorming on this hackathon, please inform Julie.
Yeah, but also we need to reflect on the name, because actually what we have in mind is not a hackathon, it's more of a Plugfest. And I think just in terms of communication and how we are going to recruit the future attendees and participants, we need to be very clear of the format. And that's why I would like to have, like, we've just talked about it with Morgan 2 hours ago, but really a brainstorming session with everyone after or during your contact with everyone, Morgan. But I think it's important to have everyone committed.
Okay. Any question or additional comments to Morgan? No? I'm not sure if we have some participants of Workgroup 7 for today. No, we have a pretty good talk from Christopher from Dutch Telecom during the Sylva Dev Day, but no feedback here. Okay. So that's it for today. Is there any questions or additional comments? outside the current agenda, don't hesitate. It's now or never. No? Okay. Thanks all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For having updating the agenda with your notes. And Julia integrating yours with define the format, but it's really good. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.